Good evening. This is Ken Long from Tortoise Capital with a review of a regression line crossover case study for February 6, 2014. Symbol is XIV. That's the daily inverse VIX short-term exchange traded note. And today was a travel day going to Raleigh for our workshop, and so I got to the International Institute of Trading Mastery, ITM.com, a little after lunch. And so this vertical blue line is when I was able to actually start stalking and trading today. So the XIV symbol was up strong today after 5 or 6 days of getting slaughtered. And the market kind of rebounded all day today, and the inverse VIX was no exception to that rule. So I started stalking here at this blue line, and what I immediately noticed were the following things. The first, that the primary trend for the day was up. The Bollinger Band mean is up. That there was a lot of buying going on here in these green volume bars. I noticed that there had been a recent pullback here from position number 1. That's an rlco from outside the river. Pulled back to the Bollinger Band mean, fell through the river all the way down to the edge of the river and beyond, which made it something like an ARLS, or more likely a Z trade, because this wasn't such an anomaly of a move. This was just sort of an orderly sell-off, but the fact that it went beyond the -2 Z-score, beyond the second Bollinger Band, alerted me to an opportunity, and now I'm looking for finding support here in the floodplain. And here's a 1, 2, 3 potential entry. Because it didn't make a new high, I actually waited till price re-entering the river for my entry at 27.72. I'm using a 20 cents initial stop, so that would be down around 52. This is the stop that I use for executing. The money management stop is down here for just 20 cents, which would put it below this penetration outside the floodplain. But anyway, going back to the setup, I notice that the dragon has been up and on the far side of the river. After that RLCO, price and the dragon come back to the near side of the river and they start to move up. That's always a good thing. I notice support at the Bollinger Band mean after a previous regression line crossover here at position number 2. And so support at the Bollinger Band mean, a breakout to a Z score greater than +2, and RLCO back to the mean, fails through the mean, finding support in here inside the floodplain. The 1, 2, 3 reentry. I noticed that the Z-score, now the RLCO outside the river, I see that it finds support here at the Bollinger Band mean. By the time the 30 comes back in, we're actually developing a 5 here, which is the sideways quiet channel. The Bollinger Band mean is flat. The Bollinger bands have pinched. It's a quiet, and then price and both regression lines are inside the river. And now the breakout from SQC is position number 5. Now I've already got an entry in here in the green circle, and I don't have 2R in hand yet. If I hadn't taken this entry, then this is certainly a place where you can start to get long with a stop either below the Bollinger Band mean or outside the river. I would use probably 20 cents on this one. Then what I notice is I've drawn this blue line here that the previous maximum swing high here, and I like this price action here. We've got an SQC confirmed strength by taking out the previous high of the day. I go ahead and add my second position at 28.11, also a 20 cent stop. It gets outside of the floodplain, takes a run up, and now we got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles outside of the floodplain. That's certainly a Z trade score. Or a Z trade position. Now it doesn't fail much. It finds support here inside the dragon. The dragon doing a good job. It's outside the river, providing support. The RLCO occurs here. I stay with this trade because it's the first day in what could be a swing trade reversal of this recent sell-off. The rest of the day in context, this was that second entry. That was the RLCO we talked about. I see this price action here is both a 3 and a 4. It's finding support at the far side of the river after an RLCO. It comes up and now finds support at the river. It's also a lazy W after a successful RLCO. So this was an RLCO position 1 to an RLCO on the far side. That's the tradable move right there. And now it's finding support here and creating a lazy W. So you have a low and now a higher low. So that looks favorable. And it now comes back almost into an SQC in this area, but we're running out of time towards the end of the day. What we can see is that the Bollinger Band mean, the red line, provides support all the way up, very orderly move up, and then finished very strong. I get out at 28.50. So 27.72 to 28.50 is about 78 cents on point 2. That's almost 4R on the first trade from here to here. And 28.11 to 28.50 is about 40 cents. Another couple R from here to there, so maybe 6R ish. And this is a nice look at a life cycle trade inside the RLCO framework, and how we use it to identify different patterns and gain information about what's going on in the trade. So the blue circles contain information. You see an RLCO outside the river. You see I could draw a blue circle here and say that was the 90. I'm sorry, that was the 30 the 30 regression line crossing the Bollinger Band mean. This is price in the 10 leaving the river. That's the SQC entry moment. This is the 30 period regression line leaving the river and taking out a new high. That's a confirmation of trend. That's the beginning of trending behavior when that occurs in this space here. And then it held all the way. Even the RLCO from outside the river never really jeopardized the gains of this move. And then it closes on strength. I'm expecting tomorrow to be a big day in the volatility ETF trade. So this is Ken Law from Tortoise Capital with a review of the RLCO case study for XIV on February 6, 2014. Keep your risk measured and your powder dry.